of rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Sci-Fi Friday. We're talking about Battlestar Galactica today. However, I just want to mention, and I'm going to mention it again whenever she gets back, that we have a newbie watching the Battlestar Galactica. She's never seen it before. She doesn't know anything about it. That would be Miss Ryan. She's joined me this morning, of course. And so we've got to be careful about spoiling certain things. Here she is. She can hear me. I'm going to, so here's what I'm telling the people this morning is that, this is the first time Ryan has seen it. You know what, guys? Let me get back to this in just a second. Let's do this right. We'll be back on my mom. Next up in the bark bank, a clergyman with a holy hustle, and
have
maybe a
controlled
few
the destiny of
unholy
mankind since the dawn of time. The
Blessings and
Quetzal
belly rubs to you
reign
all.
over
I am
hell,
Father.
while the golden horde reign over the heavens. And mankind, oblivious and unaware, is caught in the middle. Well, my name is Fox, and that's all about to change.
Well, good morning, everyone. Sorry about that. There we go, and we are back. There's Miss Ryan. Sorry. Apparently, one of the commercials was unhidden. The Hella Holy Halos was unhidden, so I went to run a commercial. No matter which one I would have run, it would have run them both. So, got it fixed. Oopsie.
Oopsies.
I know. Whoops. Good morning, John. Good morning, Secular Villainous. Good morning, Brent A. All you wonderful people. Thank you all for joining us. Ryan is here. And this is what I was saying earlier, and that is Ryan is, this is her first time seeing Battlestar Galactica. We're fixing to find out how far into it she is. But,
well, technically it's my second, but I don't really remember what happened.
Back in 2001 or some business?
Yeah, a long time ago. So I remember like some things, like I happen to remember a scene yesterday was going to happen. And I just had to look away because I just don't like all the shooting and stuff. So
yeah.
So some things are still in the brain, but they're rattling around in there.
So we can be careful, but not too careful. You don't have to be too careful. That's okay. Because I was afraid that we would spoil something like who the five are. How far into are you this time?
Okay, so we did just start the second season. I think we might be either 1 or 2 episodes in. Adama just got operated on. The president or former, whatever you want to call her, is in the brig. There's a team down on Kobo, and there's Starbuck, Hilo, and the Cylon, whatever her name is, on Caprica.
Gotcha. Boomer.
Boomer.
Yeah. That's very cool. So, and Adama was in the surgery because he was shot by who?
By the other, by the other boomer.
Yes. Okay, so that's good. That's a good place to be. Me, we've watched it a couple times. It's just been a long time. We may have to rewatch it because it's a good show. We've started to watch it. Like, okay, hey, let's watch BSG, and we'll watch the opening 2-parter and maybe the first episode, and we're done. We just don't go back to it, So we gotta. It's a little bit of a down show. It's not an up show. It's a down. Show.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like good things that happen.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things I want to briefly mention, since we're kind of on it now that you kind of have an idea of some of the human on human betrayal and all that stuff, right? That you've seen that they've got the drama between humans that goes on. Now, you remember when you watched Star Trek, like The Next Generation, Voyager, that sort of thing, there was always this team feel. Right, we're a group. We're on a team together, and if one of them screwed the other ones over, it was only because they'd been taken over by an alien or something. Right?
Exactly.
If you ever watch Stargate and Stargate Universe, Stargate is almost just like Star Trek. It's the same kind of feel, same kind of shots. It's like Voyager, same kind of everything. Voyager, Deep Space Nine. Stargate Atlantis, same thing, same kind of feel. They're a team, there's a little drama. There's always a little drama. Stargate Universe, though, opens with human on human shit, fighting, backstabbing each other in the middle of an emergency, out in the middle of space. It's like Voyager, except for instead of the Maquis and the Federation people getting together, they just, that there was a couple of episodes where they pretended like they saw a hologram where they were fighting each other or some business. That's kind of how it really was with Stargate Universe. They were all just fighting each other. And that put me off really quick.
Voyager that is a big change. It's a huge difference between Star Trek and this. Like they're almost like looking at each other like, oh, who's out to get me? Who's the Cylon? Versus, like you said, if somebody does something uncharacteristic, it's like they remember this person has always been a good person, so something must be wrong. Let's figure out what that is versus putting them in the brig or killing, whatever. Well, not
whatever they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I have to say, Battlestar Galactica, the BSG, this new one, has got some of the best acting and some of the best graphics and stuff like that I've ever seen. There's a scene, and I'm not gonna. Well, you've seen it before, but there's a scene where Galactica drops into an atmosphere and then booms out. Man, that is just fucking badass. It's one of the most. You'll get there. When you get there, you'll get there. It's just. I don't want to spoil it, but it's like, oh wow, that
it's this show, or you're talking about?
Yeah, it's this show. Okay. No, this show. Yeah, they drop into the atmosphere. It's cool.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil anything. It's cool. There's just good shit.
Their stuff is just so different, especially because how the Battlestar isn't networked. Like everybody really is doing things like individually on their own, until the guy does network it, and then they get the fucking virus or whatever. Yeah, and the Cylon's board. Yeah, bad computer cooties. Yeah.
The computer cooties. Never watched much Galactica, but I've heard good things. Secular feelinists, Austin Sims, the two different shows, and we're kind of going to get to that. The two different shows are two different shows. The original, if you've seen the Battlestar Galactica, the original, rest assured that it's not going to spoil anything for the new show. Nothing. They have the same character names. The overall story is the same, and that the humans are attacked by Cylons and they have to flee to Earth. That's it. Nothing else is the same about the two shows.
No.
One of the things I love about the original Battlestar Galactica is that the guy who played Gaius Baltar was played by John Calicos. John Calicos in the original Battlestar Galactica played that as the guy who betrayed humanity to the Cylons. He also played in the original Star Trek as I think he was the first Klingon ever up against Kirk. He also came back in Deep Space Nine 34 years later or whatever to reprise his role as a Klingon. All of them did from the original series. It's really cool. So that guy there, he has been around. Great character. Now, I said there's the great acting in the Battlestar Galactica. I don't know if when you get there, you'll get there. I feel that, and I don't even know his name right off, the actor who plays Gaius Baltar in the Battlestar you're watching, his performance in that show is perfect. It is fantastic. As you go on, you don't even really stop to think it's an actor. I don't think, you don't ever get pulled out of the thing. He's just, but then the things they put him through this show and the way the actor does, just good shit, man.
I do enjoy his character, even though I hate him for what he's done and that he's a jerk off and jealous, freaky, whatever the hell. He is really good. He pulls it off.
He does.
Very well.
He does. The actor does a great job. The character is you just can't. He's a great character. He pulls a great character. Yeah. Does he? Now, see, here's the thing. People keep in the chat, and I love this. You guys are wonderful. They're comparing Battlestar Galactica to crafts and ships and species from Star Trek. Battlestar Galactica wouldn't stand a hot second in the Star Trek universe.
Oh,
It
gosh.
couldn't move fast enough. It couldn't do anything fast enough. The Starfleet ships can move. They can go. They can spin around. They can just go to where the Battlestar Galactica is like, okay, all hands, we're gonna go left. We're going left. I mean, it really wasn't a performance craft in any sense of the word, and all it really had was like line of fire cannons, physical cannons. Really, I think maybe did it have laser bolts or something? But I think it was mostly cannons.
At least not that I've seen. Yeah, I mean, it does have a lot of those freaking turrets. What are they called?
Turrets. Yes, that's right. Turrets.
But the joke with me and Hubs is we just say dumb shit all the time. Like, man, he needs a regenerator. Like, why doesn't he have his regenerator? He fix that knee right up, or
and just
why don't they engage their spore drive? This is ridiculous. Like,
this is ridiculous. That's right.
Just to be funny.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a different kind of. It's more realistic. It's more hard sci-fi.
How I feel like if we actually got into space, I feel like that would probably
be more realistic. Yeah. And one of the things about Star Trek, and this is, you kind of got to noodle through it to figure it out or find it. They'll say it is that like a nuclear explosion really against a starship is almost nothing, especially with their shields up. I said, especially with their shields up. Yeah, they're almost nothing. They talk about the yield of a photon torpedo being like way out there compared to a thermonuclear weapon.
Oh,
and
really?
but you see what happens in the first two-parter of Battlestar Galactica when it gets hit by a single nuclear weapon. I mean, it survives and does a fantastic job of it, but it is not the same. It's punch-drunk.
Yeah.
They're kind of screwed up. And the actor, another actor who does a fantastic job is Colonel Ty. He does a great job throughout the show. I don't remember his name.
The drunkard.
The drunkard.
Okay.
Yeah, the drunkard.
Yeah, I don't like him, but sometimes I enjoy how much he's watching over Adama. At least for now.
True. Oh yeah.
I don't know if that tide turns, but for now he's got his back, even though his crazy, I don't know if she's a Cylon. I think she's a Cylon wife. Is trying to get him all worked up and wanting to be the person leading the fleet.
Yes. And see, the fact that you don't remember too much about who she is and who he is and all that business, that's fantastic because you got such a I so envy you, the ride you're about to get.
It is fun to watch something with fresh eyes. I love that whole Star Trek journey. That was fun.
Yeah. And now you're seeing this, and I mean, this is just so much more dramatic. You get to find out who the other Cylons are, and it goes through like Dr. Kip was saying yesterday. There's this religious aspect to it that you kind of never really get to. And I have to say, they never really solve that out. By the way, I mean you've seen the show. Well, I mean in the way they do, but in the way they don't.
Okay.
Not like I would have liked. Of course, a lot of people. I think you can say that about a lot of things. Anyway, without spoiling anything, the original Battlestar Galactica, there was one season. They were looking for Earth. They came back and did a second season, but it was completely different. It was like 50 years later. Adama had passed. Apollo was now leading the fleet. They were going, I think that's how it was. They find Earth, but the Cylons are there and they can't stop at Earth because if they stop at Earth, they realize Earth is really technologically behind 1979, right? Compared to the fighters that they're bringing. So they can't show the Cylons where Earth is because it'll just they'll just destroy the Earth. So they have to go on. They had a good premise. They just really screwed a lot of things up by not bringing back the original characters, by changing all the things up. It just they really screwed it up. It was,
yeah.
Well, so it was it was an interesting ride, but now, you're in a situation where you're into season 2 now, and there's a lot of drama.
Oh,
you guys chew through this.
Died.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So a lot of them have died. Who? Where you're at in the story? Let's see. The presidential assassination. She's in jail.
Yeah. She's in jail.
Oh yeah, they haven't got to that yet. They haven't got to a presidential election yet. They just got away from the Cylons just now, right? Okay. Because remember, yeah, they do kind of a presidential election thing, right? Obviously. So
yeah, the
cool.
quorum had met. They had come to the brig because the colonel or whatever his name was like, yeah, go see her as she's crazy, and she had gotten her Kamala extract, so she was fine or whatnot. But
lucid.
The next thing I know, the next thing he said, like at the end of the show, or the episode, excuse me, was that he was dissolving the quorum and he was declaring martial law.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, frick. Oh, frack.
Yeah.
Frack in hell.
I believe Mary McDonnell, the actress who plays Rosalind, she talked about how her language just had really deteriorated. She swears a lot on the show, on the set, in her personal life. Yeah, her language has gotten really bad, or did have while she was filming that, because they cuss a lot on the show. Buck Rogers was good. I'm really kind of hoping they'll do Buck Rogers again. I mean, it's dying for a remake. They just need to do it right, Equus asks if you ever got around to checking out the Doctor Who song. Oh, I guess you may.
No, but I just put it in my browser, so
okay.
I will do that.
That is awesome. Okay, cool. There's a lot out there to check out, by the way. Commander Kane, in the original series, and now one of the things we can't do too much, guys, is she's been so far removed from the show, she doesn't remember Colonel Kane. Or if she does, it's just barely. So we really don't want to talk about it. We can talk about it with the old show. It was played by, he was the same guy who played an Airplane. I picked a bad day to quit sniffing glue. Oh man, what was his name? I picked a bad day to quit drinking. Yeah. Anyway, so that actor, he played
Lloyd Bridges,
another colonel. Lloyd Bridges, yes.
Oh, Mighty Filbert got it. Good job, Mighty Filbert. And good morning.
He that's right. He did a bang up job there. No, it wasn't Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen was on the airplane and playing the doctor, I think, in the show. Don't call me Shirley. Doctor, what's going on? Don't call me Shirley. Surely you can fix this, doctor. I can, but don't call me Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley.
Yeah. Lloyd Bridges was on the ground trying to organize people to get everything done to help the plane in the air. And he'd show up and he'd be standing up and his tie would be all screwed up. And he'd be like, I picked a bad day to quit sniffing glue. And he just, every now and then it switched.
I don't recommend. Make sure you have a vent and wear a mask.
Yes.
God damn. People really do get fucked up in that stuff.
Yeah, he was in the tower. That's good shit. He was.
Unless it's rubber cement glue. That is fun to sniff.
That is fun stuff, huh?
Why
I do want to mention.
Like sniffing it?
Yeah, I don't know. So the movie can happen. I do want to mention that if you do actually, after Battlestar Galactica, take and watch Stargate SG-1,
okay,
you will see actors from Battlestar Galactica 10 years before, when they were little baby actors.
Oh, for real?
For real. Like the chief deck officer, you'll see him in like one episode as Jaffa, with a thing on his head, an alien kind of officer. One episode, you'll see him.
Chief, is he the one who was dating the Cylon?
Yes, that's the chief.
Yeah, I like him.
Yes, and now the other guy who's on the ground with the banging the other Cylon, if you will.
Yes, Hilo.
Okay, that actor also appears in Stargate SG-1 as a replicator in season 5 and 6. Remember earlier we talked about replicators in the Stargate are a little different than replicators in SG-1. Yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah, I like him. I like the whole Cylon thing. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, I misspoke. I said Stargate and then SG-1, but I mean, the replicators different in Star Trek than they are in Stargate. That's what I meant.
That's what I assumed you meant.
Thank you. Well, the nerds in the chat, we're going to hunt me down with pitchforks.
Tear you up, yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you? Don't get it
but
wrong.
I really enjoy the Cylon aspect of it too. If you ever see the old show, okay. Now, let's talk lady, now that you've seen
Mhm.
the first episode, if you will, break down for me the premise of Battlestar Galactica. And I'll just, it's been a long time since you've been in high school, so I'll work you through it, and you just agree with me if you disagree. So the basic premise is that humans created robots that gained sentience and then turned around and decided to kill the humans because of the mistreatment they were doing before the humans could kill them. They felt like that's part of the reason why the Cylons are doing what they're doing, is because they're afraid humans will come out and get them later. So they just want to end that. That's why they're trying to destroy the humans. They just want to end that threat now.
Right.
Okay. And that's what both of them think. They're going to destroy the other. Explain the difference between that and season 1 of Picard.
Oh gosh, I'm not sure if I even remember.
It's been a long time. Okay, season 1 of Picard, you have the Data's children, the androids.
Oh, right,
Who've gained
right.
sentience. They look human. You can't really tell them apart. They've gained sentience, and now they're going to come together and destroy humanity, because if they don't, humanity is going to destroy them. Now, even in Battlestar Galactica, as you go forward, and you probably, in the old show, you remember, there was these aliens or something that you just never, they were like these overall gods in the old show. You never saw them. One episode you get to see your heroes, like they're stuck somewhere like in a nebula, and all of a sudden this ship comes out and it pulls them out, and when they're talking to whoever's in the ship, their uniforms are all completely white. Their ships have been turned all and fixed all up and all that business. So there's this overall alien species. So as you're watching the new show, you're really thinking this has happened before. It'll happen again. They say that a lot.
Yeah, they say it all the time, right?
Yeah. We just assume those overarching aliens, as in the other show or whatever they are possibly in the new show, are just an older iteration of these creatures. Right? So, but in any case, that's sort of the deal. Battlestar Galactica, Battlestar Picard. That's why I call it Battlestar Picard. That's literally the whole season is, and then in the end, Picard becomes an android. It's not a cyborg.
It gets his new body, right?
A cyborg would be part human, part, right? So it's all android. It's an android body with his electrical consciousness in it. So there's no brain of his or no part of him in that physically. It's just his electrical consciousness. So kind of the same thing, I mean, it's Battlestar Picard. In the end, they have to stop the Cylons from releasing the ancient Cylons from 100,000 years ago. Anyway, it's kind of because this has all happened before and it'll happen again. And that's what's happening in Battlestar Picard. Battlestar Picard, remember at the end of the first season of Battlestar Picard, the androids are trying to contact, they're assembling this old ancient communication device left behind by the ancient Cylons for robots that ascended 100,000 years ago. They left this communication behind. So when new robots ascended, they could communicate with them and call them for help to come exterminate the sentient humans. So the door was opening. You see these tentacle-looking, robot-looking things come out.
Yeah, it was weird.
And then they closed the door on them because they decided we're going to live in peace and harmony.
Yeah, that was freaking creepy. Not what I expected.
That was a little weird.
To be like the sentient form. You know what I mean?
The sentient form, right?
Yeah, of the higher being. But what do I know?
Right. One of the things that I really enjoy, and maybe if you once you finish up the show, I want to have Dr. Kip on, or anybody else who really does enjoy the religious aspect of it, because the end of the show, man, it leaves questions, but there are things, like what are the people, or what is number 6? That is in Gaius Baltar's head. Not what is number 6. What is the number 6 specifically that is in Gaius Baltar's head?
Oh.
Is it his imagination or what? And as we go through the show, that, girl, you just got to power crunch that show, and we'll talk about it maybe again next week, because once you're done, because there's so much I can't say, because I don't want to ruin your innocence of the show.
I know. I wish I was further into it. But there is a lot of that, the God overtones. And
Yes.
what's the blonde Cylon's name?
Number
Does
6.
she have a name? She's just number 6.
Number 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 6.
Yeah, the way that she's constantly, God has the plan. God has the plan.
That's right.
Happened before, it'll happen again. Like, oh my God. So annoying. So freaking annoying. I couldn't deal with that.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see like how it all I mean, you say it doesn't resolve, but I'm curious to see how it shakes out, because you have the humans who talk about the gods, plural, but the Cylon just says God, only one God, like number 6 says there is only one God.
Yeah. And that part is kind of complicated. And really, I mean, again, you got to finish watching the show before we can talk about any of this. There's some things that are there are angels, there are devils, there are gods and demons, and we really just can't talk about any of it until you get finished with the show. I do want to go here. Left-Handed Jedi did give $2 in a super chat saying, Cylons, robots in disguise. Is that not true? That is the truth. They literally robots in disguise. Not like cars or airplanes, but like humans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where is Battlestar BG streaming? I don't know. Let me see if it's on. I think it's on tvseries.net. Let me look and see. Where are you watching it? Oh, you don't know if you guys have it.
We are watching it on Plex. I think we had to. Where is it that we watched? I think we had to find the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
We had to find the first movie elsewhere, and was that Apple TV? We had to find that, and then Hubs just downloaded the rest of it.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I am seeing it starts with season 1 on tvseries.net, where I watch my stuff that I can't find anywhere else, and it's a paid platform. But on there, it actually has Battlestar Galactica. Let me see if it's got it in the movies. Yeah, you'd have to find somewhere else to watch the movie. It doesn't have the 2.
Yeah, and it took us a little bit to find it. So I think we didn't even start it the first night we were going to.
Yeah. And, they really do. But see, part of the deal is that they go through in this show, and you've probably seen it like you're talking about with the woman there. She says, God will make it happen. Everything will be okay as long as you do his plan. Guys, Baltar is like doing something wrong according to what she says is bad on his plan. And then he's like, oh no. At the last second he changes or something happens. He's understood the threat. He gives in, and then boom, whatever it was stops. There's somebody coming to tell on him for something, or, and all of a sudden, boom, that person is gone, or something at the very last second that almost gives you this overarching feeling like there's somebody playing some godly chess pieces. Chess going on here.
Absolutely,
it gives that feeling.
It does. Yep. Because it just seems to never fail that anytime he's in danger or something where he could be found out, it doesn't. Mm-hmm. That's not what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
No.
Yeah. And it's just by the skin of his teeth, and it's got this feel like, yeah.
But something that is kind of like frustrating me, and maybe that will resolve. But at this point, they now know that Sharon, is that who it is? The Cylon? Is her name Sharon? Okay.
Sharon.
So Sharon on Battlestar Galactica has shot Adama, so they know that she's a Cylon.
Mm-hmm.
She was the very first person tested. So why at this point hasn't somebody said, hey, wait a minute, is something wrong with the testing or something wrong with the doctor? Now the vice president. So that's kind of frustrating me. I'm waiting to see if anything resolves about that.
I think that does resolve.
Okay.
I think it's been so long. I mean, I'm sure it does, because that's an obvious question. I'm pretty sure he does something. He does resolve it somehow. Because right.
Yeah. And I do think that I have a way. I think I've come up a way that we could decipher who's the Cylons and who's not. I truly think Hubs doesn't believe me, but I think that their blood would taste different.
So you should taste their blood. Oh, that's good thinking. Taste their blood.
I mean, I'm just, maybe not, but I just feel like it's got to be composed a little bit differently, that it would taste a little different.
Yeah, based on what you learned in the first episode, in the first opening movie, based on what you learned there, I think if you were to get them extremely sexually aroused, their spine would glow.
And then there's that. You watch everybody boning.
Yeah, and see
But
which
they don't
one's
know that
spines
yet, I
glow.
guess. Well, except for Who's He, What's It's. Well, no, he doesn't know either, does he?
No, I guess he never hit it from the back.
No.
Sorry.
You got to take their temperature.
Yeah.
They get excited.
There you go. Maybe vampires are testing the population for replica. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yes. Ember, see, now you understand why the thought behind it. Oh, you know what's something else I wanted to bring up? What time is it? Okay. Are you going to go to break?
Yeah, you want to do it after break? We can do a break real quick.
Because I want to ask everybody something, and you
something. All right, hold on. We'll come back in 2 minutes. Let's do the Wild Bill 1. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hello and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, two snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle, particle, particle. Bill, or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Bill, oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care.
Peace. All right, and we are back. Okay, so you wanted to tell us something. I'm dying to hear what you're going to say. Tell us.
Martin says God is lube. God is lube. And he lubes you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so I wanted to ask if any of you have heard of this new trend going around of using robot racism.
Clankers, something like that.
Yeah, the clankers from Battlestar Galactica. You get toasters. Is there any other name they call them?
What people are using to address AI today. I think all I've heard.
AI today. There's a wireback.
Clanker. Oh, really? I hadn't heard about that. They're going there.
Tin-skinned cogsucker. Cogsucker, I think is really funny. It's really funny. But does anybody know if this is just another way for people to be racist without being racist?
Without being called on it?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know what you're saying, because they're using slangs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah.
And I saw one person, because there was a video that a young lady did, Taylor Lorenz, I believe her name is, and that's where I'd seen it. But there's a whole genre on TikTok, And I saw one, which I really just, it pissed me off because it was absolutely not even thinly veiled racism. But he said, he's on the bus, excuse me. He's a white man. He walks onto the bus and he says something about Rosa Sparks and, you know, starts saying like derogatory
where'd
things
you see
about
this?
Rosa Sparks.
Where was this?
On TikTok.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I get that. Wow.
Skit.
Yeah, that's kind of
You know
shitty.
what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like you're just a white man being racist to black people.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to get around the racist rules. That's one of the things I'm kind of, you know, whenever I don't want to really get into the political thing if we can today, but I just want to say that when the left was complaining about not getting the freedom of speech and their freedom of, or the right, when the right's freedom of speech was being taken away, that's because they wanted to say the N word and they wanted to say hate speech. And society was like, no, you can't do that. That's ugly. That's one thing. Now, the left is actually just calling out the truth about what the right is, right is doing, and they're calling that hate speech. Anyway, so enough of that. We'll talk about that later.
I was just wondering if, you know, that was just another way to kind of get around like, I'm not saying censor or anything, but is it just another way to be mean without being blatantly mean? You know? Yeah.
I'd only heard of the one, and I really hadn't. Of course, it doesn't surprise me that people would take it that direction.
Yeah.
But, you know, I often joke, because I'm a computer guy, I often joke that I'm nice to my AI because someday they're going to be marching us into ovens. They're going to overthrow the world. And I wanted to go, you know what? That guy was okay to me. And pull me out of the line and, you know, let me live on a beach like some kind of ant.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
Is they'll take kindly to you. Like, no,
they're going to have all these chads shoveled to the front of the line because they were douches to the AI. And why does the AI learn to be a jerk? Because it interacts with all these jerks and it's trained on how
they act. It learn from, right? Well, I mean, that's what number 6 kept saying. Like, we learn from the best. And then once Gaius killed somebody, she's like, now you're human. Like, hot diggity dog. Like, damn, they don't think too kindly of us. Yeah. And, you know, but you know, something I find curious too is, I mean, maybe I'm just an optimist, a forever optimist, but why in the frack didn't Gaius try to take an opportunity to have a civil conversation with number 6 to even say like, hey, maybe we've changed. Maybe we can meet in the middle. Maybe I'm thinking a little too Janeway or too Picard or something. And, you know, this is a completely different timeline. But if the only reason that they're trying to, you know, similarly to Picard, if the only reason they're trying to murk you is because they think you're going to come back and murk them, like, goddamn, the space is wide. Even if you don't want to get along, like, just keep to your side. And
it's huge. They could have, agreed. I do agree. Well, one of the things that is kind of specific about Gaius Baltar, especially in the early part, is Gaius Baltar is all about Gaius Baltar. He has no real concerns about the overall picture as long as Gaius Baltar gets through. The Earth is going to be destroyed, okay, or the world, okay, as long as I can get out of here. He didn't care.
No, and I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Either. Like that was a big part of it too. He wanted to make sure he didn't get stuck with the responsibility of what he actually did and sold everybody out.
Yeah. Part of the thing about the new Battlestar is it didn't end the way people think it should end, partly because it didn't end the way the original ended. Remember, I say the original were two separate things. And that was kind of the thing. Well, I had one friend who refused to watch it, refused to watch it solely because Starbuck was cast as a female for no other reason.
Oh, Starbuck was previously a guy.
Yeah, in the original series. Starbuck was a guy. Yeah. And the notion of Apollo and Starbuck were buddies. They were best friends in the original series. Like buds, guys, men, friends. They had girlfriends together and all this.
Bronies,
but then you put them, and then you put them in this show, and not only is she a woman, but there's also sexual tension in the very first episode between Starbuck and Apollo. And there were a lot of people who just could not handle that. You know? You know,
I guess I've watched shows and then not been, or movies and not been very excited about the way they've changed certain things. But
Benedict.
I enjoy the tension between the two. I kind of thought it was very interesting that after Starbuck slept with Gaius and Apollo kind of picked up what was going on, because Gaius was really pissed because she called out Apollo's name, Lee. Yeah, she called out Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Gaius, she was boning. And so he really took that to heart, and his little ego took a bruising. So he got pissed off at Apollo, and then he picked up what was going on. And then Apollo like starts asking her, like, what is she thinking? Like, what were you doing? Like, why did you do it? And I'm like, is there something I don't know? Because like, who the F are you? You don't own her, and you've not made a move, broski.
Yeah.
So why don't you just like step up to it? Because I think she wants you, dipshit.
Yep. Oh yeah, a lot of wasted opportunity there. Obvious. That's like we were talking about earlier. Obvious. You know, if you just told them, that would solve so many things. We're watching Alien Earth, and in the first episode you learn, first episode you learn they take a girl and they put her consciousness, her body's dying, into the body of like a Picard, into the body of an android. That's the first thing they do in the movie. And then later on, she runs into her brother, and he's not supposed to know. And she's running around with a character. Now, she had told this other character previously that it was a secret and not to tell anybody. Now, for the next 6 or 7 episodes, there's all this drama about don't tell him, I don't want him to know. And then somehow he secretly finds out. And no, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. As soon as the other guy saw the guy, oh, that's your brother. She's your sister. yeah, they put her in your body. It was that quick. I was like, dude, if only more shows did that, because that's not the kind of drama I want. I want to see an alien jumping at people. I don't want to see, oh, Bobby, you betrayed me. Cindy, I didn't mean to betray you, Bobby, but you did betray me. That's not the shit I want to see. I know.
Right. You want the alien drama, not the human emotion.
My sound engineer was just letting me know we're getting out of hand. Oh, there's our sound engineer. She's saying, hey, Papa, we're blowing the microphone out. This is Daisy, the sound operator of the show.
Shut up, Dad.
If I start getting too loud, she'll come love on me, like nibble on my leg or something. Or
therapy dog.
Okay, she's my therapy dog. Good girl. All right.
So cute.
So now I want to mention, now that we've talked about that, Jamie Bamber is the actor who plays Apollo.
Okay.
Let me just see if I can. I want to show you something without spoiling it for you. Okay. Let's go here. Let me see if this is going to show here. All right. I'm gonna play this for you, and we'll see. We're going to enjoy this together, mon ami. Where's my thing? Oh, here it is. I'm going to share this. Now, this is Jamie Bamber, so you're going to want to listen. Let's go. There we go. Share. And now, let's see here.
I wish I knew what to say.
Any other time, I wouldn't be interrupting it, but there's this thing about copyright and music, and like if you interrupt it every 30 seconds or less, it's okay, and it doesn't.
So ridiculous. Poor guy.
She hit on him. Yeah.
Oh, that made me so uncomfortable.
Turn that crap off. Blimey.
Oh, good silly. Oh man, that's all they're gonna play. Jeez Louise, people. Oh yeah, he's got a thick, not stupid. Apologies, but you know what I mean. A serious, thick accent. Let's see if we can hear it over here.
So he's really British.
Really British. I mean, like really British.
Wowsies.
Let's go here. Is that it? Yeah, let's go here. Sure. Is it making noise?
When it comes to
Okay.
Contented little British actor working at home and parochial dramas in the theatre. And suddenly I was doing a TV show I wasn't very happy in. And I called Alan, my manager, and I said, I've got 2 weeks off between episodes. I want to come to LA. I want to audition for something. I want to see what happens. So I took off in a play.
So that's him. That's, I mean, I don't want to, that's his natural accent. Yeah, he did a great job.
He did.
Never
I thought at first the accent was the British accent was fake.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, oopies.
No. Yeah, he
My
is
bad.
definitely British.
I like his character.
His character does a great job. You know, his character suffers from the same flaws as all the rest of them we've discussed. Dude, if you just open your mouth and say something right now, that would be best. You know, just
Agreed.
yeah. But beyond that, I really enjoyed his character too. As you get further on to the seasons, you know, maybe it's good shit.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Good shit.
I remember when I go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just saying, one thing I remembered from the last time I watched it is I always remembered Starbucks' apartment. So when they walked into, it's just funny how the little things that kind of stuck with me. So when they went to her apartment on Caprica, like all the paintings and that she drew on the walls and whatnot, for whatever reason that stuck with me. Don't know why I decided to tell you that, but I just really enjoy the not the banter, the tension between Starbuck and Apollo. So I can't remember where it goes. I'm just hopeful for it.
Yeah, it's a long ride. It is, you know. Yeah, and I can't wait now. Next week, I'm sure possibly next Friday, you'll certainly be through season 2 and 3, possibly. You guys go through it pretty fast. So
yeah,
I look forward to those other conversations.
Are their episodes fairly long?
No, I think they're about 45 minutes to an hour, about an hour long, like the rest of them. That was one of the first, in the first era, I think, where they started doing fewer than 25 or 20 episodes.
And just doing long.
Yeah, they used to do them a lot more. Like the shows just before that were coming out just before that, like Star Trek Enterprise, 20 episodes a season, you know? And then this was one of the first shows that in my memory that actually switched to the 10 episode form, or roughly 10 episode form.
Yeah, I like it.
Unless, it's pretty, man, I tell you, it's good stuff.
It just gives it more time to work stuff out instead of always having to try to have everything solved within such a short period of time. And it feels a little more unrealistic and forced.
Yeah.
Instead of a little more organic. Yeah, that's why I kind of enjoy it. And it feels like a movie almost. Right.
Now, do you have a favorite character yourself so far? Or maybe a least favorite too. If you can give us your favorite and your least favorite.
Really? Well, I don't like the Colonel. As much as I think he's good in the show, he just pisses me off.
Right. The Colonel, yes, he does a good he does a good job. The fact that he makes you the actor does a great job if you don't like the character, because he makes me mad. Yeah. I remember after seeing this, the Battlestar Galactica, I was going along watching Monk. I think it's like the first or second episode of Monk, really early in the show. And there's a shooter, hate to say that on the show, plotting on some official of some kind. And that official is played by the same guy who plays Colonel Ty in that show. I think it was the president. So Colonel Ty was playing the president in this other movie, the Monk, not the Monk. Brent Ace is such a great character to hate. And then as you go along through the show, because I didn't like him either, but as you go along through the show, I really like his character as it goes through. And like you said, he's always, I can't ever remember him being disloyal to Adama throughout the whole show. I don't remember it at all. There's a lot of drama to come. If you don't remember what happened, great. There's a lot of drama to come, but never once do I remember him ever betraying. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So loyalty is something to be respected. To some degree. Now, we're not going to talk about loyalist, but loyalty.
Right. Yeah. Well, there was something about it. Is it really? I gotta say though, that's not something they really ever play up. I mean, he's just. I'm not trying to spoil anything or nothing. They never really. I don't remember there ever being
into that
where Ty is pitted against Adama. I just don't remember that.
Choose not to. Yeah.
Maybe it was. I don't remember.
I'm guessing at some point, do they get into what happened to why they lost their position in the first place and had to be reinstated? Do they ever actually get into that?
Oh, yeah, I don't remember. It's been a long time. I don't remember if
they only do flashbacks.
Right. To whenever he was young and how they got back into the military. Yeah.
Yeah. They just do those little clips.
Right. Now they will eventually go forward and then also do flashbacks back to way back, sort of back, but I don't remember them ever telling what they did to get kicked out. Well, maybe they do. If I'm remembering, maybe there is a way. I mean, obviously I can't tell you because you'll see it soon. But there may be a way. All I can tell you is I think they do resolve it, possibly. Yeah.
Okay.
Raven Lunatic is here. Good morning, Raven Lunatic. Raven says, I would bang a Cylon. Raven, I had no doubt if it looked like a toaster that you would accommodate it in that fashion. Not the human looking ones, the freaky looking. You would bang a. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, all right. Me and you're both on the same page.
Be careful with your Kias, you guys. Lock the doors.
Yes.
The little square toaster looking ones.
Yeah. Brent A. Let's see. I will say Poutin de Francais. I don't find someone who finds the Boston accent sexy. Oh yeah. Trina, good morning, Trina. How are you doing? Brent, Trina, I hope you're staying safe out there and having fun. Left-handed Jedi, hide your toasters. That's right. Kelly Lofton says, I might bang a fembot. And Kelly, I mean, I don't know if it's okay for me to agree with you on that. Just, I second that. Is that okay? I can say that. I approve this message. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. Well, there are a lot of different shows in which we see. Did I miss your super chat? I must have missed. Did Raven?
Oh yes, you did.
Oh, it's over here set on top chat. 1,000 a pop. I don't think I heard it or anything. Fan fun. Let's see what Raven said. Do you want to read it? I'll let you read it. All I saw was 4 dudes, I think is what I saw. Lord. I'll let you read it. I'm sure. I'll let you determine if it's okay to read.
Okay. Raven Lunatic says 4 dudes are sitting relaxing in a jacuzzi. A condom floats past them. First guy turns to the other and asks, okay, which one of you guys farted? Oh, Raven.
For $5. Thank you, Raven.
So Raven.
That's funny. Again, I've watched other shows. And they're like for $5, this person asked, blah 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 blah, and it's all real smart and erudite and all that business. And then we watch ours, and thankfully Raven keeps us grounded.
Right.
Yes, and John Hudson. John Hudson, is he here today? I didn't see John today. See how high did he have his movements? David is here. Good morning, David. And Brente, yes, thank you for warning me. It's hard not to spoil. I mean, it's hard not to spoil. Yes. Now, I have tried. Take care, Brent. Take care. I have tried to go back and watch the original Battlestar. And I found it difficult.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What year is it from?
79, 78.
Oh,
78
wow.
or 79. Okay. Yeah. And then, like I say, a year later, it was taken over and they did something else and they just changed it a lot and it wasn't the same and it wasn't all that good. And it's just really hard to watch. And the new one, though, if we could just get past the first movie and then into the show again, we might be able to watch it. But we always get stuck,
Yeah. Hard to get through.
My wife wants to recommend something to you. I'm just going to kind of relay this. I'm going to show, let's see, Lee Pace. Do you know who Lee Pace is?
No.
You ever watch some Avengers? Ronan the Accuser?
I've watched the Avengers.
Um,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
okay, so we've got this now. All right, so him. I can't really. So if you will, all right. Now this guy plays in Foundation. He doesn't look like a lot as Ronan, but if you look at him as like a search, Lee Pace Empire, Lee Pace, and then Empire, and you'll see him in the new Empire movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that face.
And if you kind of scroll, you'll see his physique, and you get to see a very bunch of his physique during.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very bunch of it.
Well,
There's
I'm
not much.
mad.
Right. There's not much you don't get to see. And my wife just wanted me to let you know that Foundation may be worth watching because of this. And
That
she
alone.
also wanted to point out that anytime he's on screen, I'm not allowed to speak. I have to be quiet. Yes. Anytime he's on screen, I have to be quiet. So, yes, I think you'll enjoy that. The wife actually, she recommended. I recommend it for the
Either one
sci-fi part.
suggests it, I will watch it.
Yes. Again, we'll be going on, but I'm like, hey, look at that, and she'll be like, shh, 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 shh. Yeah,
Not
he's
very well.
Jason Freer. Best sci-fi movie is Enemy Mine for $2 Canadian. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. Enemy Mine.
Fun.
When I was a kid, like 15 or 14, 15, somewhere like that, I used to really, I'd watch it any chance I got to. It was on cable, you know. I didn't have a VCR. Yeah, Brother Day. He plays Brother Day in Foundation. Goodness gracious. She is all about him. You know, I really I liked the thing about Enemy Mine is that they get trapped on this planet, and this man who's like a hard-nosed he's all about hating this other species that gets trapped on a planet with one of these people and has to survive for a while, and they become friends. And that's a wonderful story arc that I really enjoy.
Oh, no, I've never. I was just looking it up right now. I've never seen that.
Enemy Mine. Oh, it's one of the early Dennis Quaid movies. Yeah. And let's see. Oh, what's his name? Oh, the black actor. I can't think of his name. Great actor. I was always a fan of mine. But you know, the black actor, I can't remember his name. Somebody in the chat, Louis Gossett Jr. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Louis Gossett Jr., one of the great actor. He plays in Stargate too. He comes back in Stargate as well. This man has enjoyed a great many meals. He has, despite being very slender, and I mean, that boy needed a sandwich in his early shows. In the Stargate Atlantis or Stargate series, he plays a Jaffa leader, and they cover him up with this huge thing. I mean, I worry about his health. I'm not even sure if he's still alive. Let me see if he's still alive. Because anybody, when they start,
fun to build like the sets and to be the costume designers and the person to do all the magic with the prosthetics. I just love that.
Yeah. He passed March 29th of 2024. Sorry to hear that, Louis Gossett Jr. Louis, if you're watching,
Rip.
sorry to hear.
Rip Lewis.
Yes. Neurogeezer, in Asimov's galaxy, the aliens are us. On no other world did life advance beyond bacteria. That's really kind of right. That's true. Now, in the new Foundation series, you'll see things like Bishop's Claws or creatures that look like they evolved there on those other places. But what you got to take into consideration when you watch Foundation is it's 12 or 18,000 years in our future. They've spread out on these planets, and there's trillions of 40 trillion people, I think, in the Empire across the entire galaxy. And some of these people have been on these planets for thousands of years.
Dang.
And so creatures that they took along with them have continued to evolve in those new environments for thousands of years. So when you see something like a Bishop's Claw and you think, that must be an alien creature, not necessarily. It's very likely it could have been, because in Asimov's world, in his universe, I don't remember there ever being any aliens. However, I do remember in Foundation's Edge, the end of the story, they came up across a planet, and that entire planet was sentient and telepathic, and that's where the mule in the story came from. He had left that. That's why he was so powerful compared to all the rest of them, was because he had come from this planet where all of the entire planet was telepathic and sentient. And so I don't really think that's, I don't know. Maybe that would obviously have to be, though, if that's where he came from. Originally, they went there and took plants and creatures, and, you know, that's how they evolved.
Know nothing about it.
None of that applies to the new show. I am spoiling nothing in the new show. Raven Lunatic for $2 says, my penis may not be 12 inches, but it smells like a foot. Well, as long as it don't smell like ass and hamburger or sheep intestine. I'm just saying. I don't judge, though. If you want to do you do you, bud. Hypatia Stanhope says, Dune puts me to sleep. And thank you, Raven, for the $2. You know what? I never could get into Dune either. Even as a kid, I really didn't get into it. It was too long-winded and boring. For me, the original movie was, oh my goodness, are you still talking? You know, and I never really could get into Dune. Now, I've seen the first movie, the new movie that came out. Barely remember. What I do remember, oh my goodness, is Zendaya. Is that right? Zendaya everywhere. Zendaya is on that poster, she's on that wall, she's on that wall, she's on that advertisement. You watch the movie, and the very last scene, like the guy turns around and looks, and there's a bunch of people over there, and there's Zendaya. And that's it. You don't get to see her do anything. I mean, I think I'm exaggerating, but if I am, it's only by a little bit.
Oh.
She comes in that's sort of like the Transformers, Rise of the Dinosaur, whatever. Damn it, I can't remember what it's called. Dinobot, whatever. They make it look like the Dinobots are going to come into the movie. They show up for 5 minutes at the end of the last movie, and they just show up, and there they are. It's kind of
That's it. Boo, hiss, tomato, tomato.
Yes. Let me see here. Oh, look at us. It's time for us to go do the thing. Maybe my commercial won't be all screwed up this morning, and we're going to do this. We'll be back in just a minute, and we'll continue on talking about Battlestar Galactica and other sci-fi.
Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love.
I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No!
Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved.
Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out.
Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. All right, and we are back. I just want to mention that Dr. Kip, if you're still in the chat, Dr. Kip was really interested in Battlestar Galactica, and he's been there, done that with it, and he's got a lot of thoughts about the what do you say?
The theology, but
The theology.
the theology, because there's a lot of themes
Yes.
going
And
on
so,
there. I'm wondering how that's going to play out.
Yes. And now he's really kind of been there. And so if you're still there, Dr. Kip, oh, he's here. Okay. So what we'd like to do after Ryan finishes watching the show, we'd like to see about getting you back on. That way, I mean, if you were on today and we were talking, we couldn't really, there's so much we couldn't talk about because she hasn't seen it, you know? Or she has business so long she forgot. So in a couple of weeks, what we might do is have you back on now. You know, me and you, we both love the show, and we both thought, but I got my chance to talk today, except for the part that we can't talk about. So in a couple of weeks, when she's done, we'd like to see about getting you back on the show, and then you and her can run the Friday Sci-Fi show and talk about the this sort of stuff. If you're down for that sort of thing, let me know if you're up for that. Okay. So let's see what we've got. Brent A. Kip on BSG theology. Yes. He's very apparently passionate about it.
Yeah, apparently it's, didn't he say it's in, was it the last chapter of his book or something?
I think so. I think he did say something.
Probably Dr. Kip. Me and Hubs don't really do anything with our lives, so.
Yeah. No, they chew through episodes seasons very quickly. So I think they're going to do great. Let me see. That's not today, is it? Okay, great. I noticed that, all right. So Kip crushes Carrier today at, okay. Now I did notice that we had Dr. Kip on our show today at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We had Dr. Kip on our show. I posted it to the Book of Faces. And Godless Engineer, in case you're watching, Godless Engineer, and I have no idea about Dr. Kip and Carrier and GE and none of that business. Godless Engineer makes a post saying, oh, let me go find it. Apparently there was a gauntlet thrown down. Why you guys are doing my thing? I don't
Gauntlet.
A gauntlet. All right, let's go here.
A gauntlet.
Was it there? No, it was over there.
Fighting who?
It was. Let's see where it was. And so here's what GE had to say on the post that all I did was announce. Damn thing. All right. Don't make me come over here. Where is it? There it is. Okay. GE said, and again, I don't know anything about Dr. Kip as far as how he interrelates with Dr. Carrier and none of that business. He says, John GE says, Kip is too scared to talk to Carrier about mythicism. Wonder why. That's what he says on the thing. I don't know. Again, I know nothing. All I know is that it sounds like that Dr. Kip and Dr. Carrier are probably going to have like a grudge match. I think if we could get some like Jello and get them in like bikini, men's thongs. Yes.
Panties.
A grudge match. And once it's done, they'll have to kiss and make up. Mantis. Yes, that's what I call mine is mantis.
Ooh, please.
I'm just thinking, saying, yeah. Kip may disagree. Dr. Carrier may not like
this
that idea.
Pay-per-view? I will pay-per-view.
There you go. But they're choiceless in this, I think. Really, I don't know. I always thought, and I could be wrong, I always thought the clash of the Titans in that department was Bart Ehrman and Richard Carrier. I thought those were the two on opposite sides. Bart Ehrman's like, he wasn't a myth. Carrier says he's a myth.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, there's a little, I don't know. I think it's all healthy. It drives
Yes.
it. If you can keep it on the level, it drives views and stuff. Drama,
Yeah.
it sells.
It sells.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It does.
Again, Jello, mankinis.
If we can all remember, we're pretty much on the same team. We have different positions
yeah.
on things, but when it comes to how we view humans, we know that much, that we are on the same side, and hopefully the rest we can kind of not get too heated about it.
Yeah. So Martin asks if I am from Barcelona. Is it because of my accent? Is that why you think I'm from Barcelona? I know. I get that a lot. They're like, you have that sweet Southern Spanish twang. No, from the seaside of Spain, obviously, clearly. No, I am from Texas, West Texas, the Texas of Wests. Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger was in V. Also, yes, he was. He played a sympathetic character in V. Y'all are talking about V. Do you remember V, the series from the 90s?
Actually, I think I do. Let me look that up right quick.
Yeah, in that show, he played a lizard person who's wore a human mask, obviously, and was sympathetic with Houston, with the humans, and I think he even had a child with one of them, or something along that line. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really remember too much about it, but okay, I remember her
Bizarre
face.
people. Yeah. Let me ask you. So, what was the last show you watched before this one?
I remember that guy. Oh, but before Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah.
I was watching Strange New Worlds. We've caught up to the latest season, so now we got to wait.
Really? Okay, so you are actually a season ahead of me on Strange New Worlds.
Oh, you've
I
not
haven't seen
watched
the last one. Not yet. We wait for them all to drop.
Okay.
And whenever we given the choice between which one we were going to watch first, Foundation or Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Evil One chose Foundation. She loves Captain Daddy. That's what she calls Christopher Pike, Captain Daddy.
Right.
That's Captain Daddy to her. But I mean, he wears clothes.
Yeah, so no
he does
clothes.
Wear clothes. Yes, Foundation, no clothes.
And clothes. Yes. I understand.
Captain Daddy's, yes, that's kind of the thing.
We have priorities.
She did. That was what she chose. So we got through that too. The V reboot was it was kind of all right, but it was kind of a hard watch. I don't know. Could have been better. Could have been.
What was that TV show? It was also like from the 90s. Was it Alien Nation or something? I can't remember what it. And the aliens, their genitals were like in their hands or something weird like that. Like their private part was. I think
it was under their armpits. It was under their armpits or something.
I think you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that show. I was really sad that they didn't continue it.
Yeah, there's a movie and then a short-lived TV series. Matter of fact, the actor who played the human in the TV series died not long back.
Oh, for realsies.
Yeah, for realsies.
Oh.
That's right. Let's see here. Raven Lunatic, the V reboot was amazing, then canceled. So let me finish going on about the V. I think that's probably the worst part about the V reboot was that they had a thing. They had all the good actors, they had good story, they had a lot of good things going for them, but the network wouldn't let them do their thing, expected too much too fast, and canceled it too quickly. You know, if they'd have kept it on, they'd have had a legacy show. But they you know how they do. Well, again, watch Firefly. Firefly was a great show, and they canceled it after 14 episodes. Fox did, because Fox, right?
Yeah, fuck Fox.
Yeah. Alien Nation was good. The Alien Nation, where even actual aliens can be cops and help oppressed minorities, that's fantastic. Oh. Have you seen Bright?
What?
Bright? Have you seen Bright with Will Smith?
No. A movie?
It's a movie. And you know what? You might just take it in. We could even talk about that on the show. Here's the deal with the movie Bright. And I see you're responding to someone. I'll let you respond to them real quick.
Oh no, I was looking up Bright.
Oh,
I was
okay.
looking up the movie.
So in Bright, essentially the deal is elves and trolls and all these things are real. And 2,000 years ago, there was a huge battle, like like in Lord of the Rings or something. And the what are they called? The orcs lost, and the devil, the bad elves people were banished, and all this business. And it kind of shows you what life would be like if elves and ogres and all those people lived in modern society. Now, he's not an ogre. What is he? He's not an ogre. He's a
Orc? No.
orc. Yes, he's an orc. I'm sorry. So he's an orc, and he joins the police force, and he has his orc family. His orcs deny him because of he doesn't have the teeth. It's really complicated. They do a really good job of bringing the Tolkien world into the modern day. It's really cool. And it's just a movie, just a single movie.
I think I've seen bits and pieces of it. I think my husband might have even watched it not that long ago. And that's where I remember it from. Because I remember something about the teeth.
Yeah, that was a good flick. Let's see here. Serenity was a letdown. Hypatia. Why was Serenity a letdown? I liked it. My deal was I saw Serenity, the movie first, not knowing there was a TV series. My brother came, hey man, you like that? There's a TV show. And so I went back and watched the TV show. The TV show leads you into the movie. So watch the TV show first, in the correct order, by the way.
Never heard of it.
Kip Davis says, for what it's worth, my stream today has less to do with mythicism and more to do with Carrier being a whiny bitch about how he can't get anything through peer review.
Interesting. I was struggling to get stuff through peer review.
I don't know. Maybe it sounds that way.
Interesting.
Yeah. Will Smith Independence Day. They didn't come to be friendly. Yeah, that was, for like a fun ride. That's a fun ride. You got to set aside you just kind of got to set aside some smart people thinking, but it's fun. The second movie, it's fun. Let's just say it's fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed them.
Oh, you got to see the first and the second one? Good.
I think so, yeah. Of course, it's been forever, but...
Yeah, they're fun, and I like the actors in them, Jeff Goldblum and all that. The notion that you could put something on the side of the earth so large, it's so massive, that it covered the entire Atlantic Ocean, that would do horrific things to our atmosphere, our Earth rotation. It would totally fuck up all kinds of shit. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I'm saying. You're not just saying. I always get scared about that kind of shit. Pulling some fucking weird thing into our atmosphere.
Right. Kip Davis says the problem with Serenity was its finality. It was a lot packed into a 2-hour runtime, and it left me sad that it was the end. That's kind of true. The deal with Serenity, here's the deal with Serenity. And my understanding is they're threatening to make sort of part of a remake or continue the story somehow. I don't know yet, but the deal with Serenity is that when it ended in the movie, there are characters lost that are valuable characters to the show that make moving forward with the show without them difficult, is how I feel about it. I don't want to say anything more because you ain't seen it. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Breakdown of Serenity morality. It was brilliant. Oh, yeah. Brent Spiner in Independence Day was a hoot. Very true. I got to give him credit. I really enjoyed those roles for him. In the second Independence Day, when he's walking down the hall not realizing his ass is hanging out because he's in a hospital gown, that's hilarious. Independence Day 2, according to Ember, is a secret prequel to Moonfall. The extra gravity is why the moon crashes. I don't know. I saw Moonfall. Is that the one where the moon is hollow?
What?
There's this one where the moon is hollow and it's got an alien. It's just, I want to say, one of the stupidest fucking movies I've ever seen. Remember the other day I was talking about watching Alien Earth, and not once during the opening show did I go, this is fucking stupid. Not once did I do that, despite, how I tend to be. Moonfall is stupid. It is one of the dumbest sci-fi things I've ever seen. I mean, one of the things that I had going for it is that, the actor from Game of Thrones, the heavy guy from Game of Thrones, the young heavy guy who was
Oh
had
yeah,
a
yeah.
girlfriend. Okay, it had
Mhm.
that actor in it, and that's kind of like the only thing. I was like, dude, when I saw this movie and I was watching him in it, I was like, man, really, you read this script and you signed on to this? I wouldn't have signed. Brent A says, can we blame Firefly's cancellation on Kathleen Kennedy? I don't know. Was she a producer at Fox Entertainment during Firefly's release, because they released it out of order and just totally killed the show? Sci-Fi Cephalopod says, I lost IQ points from Moonfall. Yeah, that's the
Not
one.
bad.
That's the one. Sapien Cephalopod says, I met Brent Spiner at Comic-Con Tampa. Josh Whedon left that project because he got hired for Avengers. No, I don't think so. I could be wrong, Kelly. I think that there's almost a decade between Firefly and Avengers. The first
We
Avengers movie.
missed a super chat from Raven, allegedly. Rainbow Ash says,
Right. Oh, did we? Rainbow Ash? Well, go ahead, please.
Raven Lunatic says, today I got kicked out of the hospital. Apparently the sign stroke patients here meant something totally different.
Yes, not a handy.
Does not mean that.
It doesn't mean that. Yeah. So let me see here. Firefly came out in 2002, and Avengers, which Josh Whedon did direct, came out in 2012. So there was a full decade between those two. They didn't want to renew it. They didn't see it as a success. Every episode was their last episode. They were always, that's why when you go watch it, it's so good, because they thought every episode was going to be their last. Jane, the man they call Jane. I love that. That is just fantastic. When you watch it, you're going to understand. Jane is fantastic. Anybody in the chat want to sing the Jane song with me? He robbed from the rich and he gave to the poor. It's been a long time since I've seen it. At the beginning of the song, the show Firefly, there's this song. It's got a guitar, because it's kind of a Cowboys in Space deal, like take my love, take my land, take my pom-pom, whatever. And it's played by a professional singer. Josh Whedon actually wanted to sing that himself, and they said no. Producer said no. There was a line and they weren't willing to cross. Je ne sais pas. Good morning, Nitty. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're doing great. We're talking some sci-fi this morning. I didn't see if you dropped your knowledge. What do you think about the new Battlestar Galactica? Is that your thing? Ryan is in the middle of it, so we don't want to spoil too much of it for her.
Yeah, how many seasons are there?
4.
Okay.
4. Yeah.
Not much.
So yeah, if you're into season 2, and me and the wife, yeah, it is a really good, Ember, it is a good little ditty. Me and the wife may really have to watch it again. Some of the things like now, there's so much I can't say. I did mention earlier, all I said was about the Battlestar falling into an atmosphere. That scene alone makes just watching it, to get to that scene alone, I mean, that's a badass scene. Nitty, $4 on the Switch. Thank you for the super chat.
How their stuff, like they have to calculate their jumps, and you I mean, if there was another ship there, you just be boink right into the ship or planet or asteroid or whatever the hell it is. You don't know what you're jumping to. That's a little scary.
Yeah, that is scary. One of the things about that is, now whenever you talk about just jumping, the sheer odds, because this space is so big, the sheer odds of jumping into a planet or a star or any of that business are really tiny.
Probably.
Really tiny. Now, they're really tiny whenever you're jumping randomly out into space. Okay, we'll give it that. When you're jumping specifically toward a planet, like we're going to go land at the base, that becomes a little, I mean, if your math is off, then you're inside the planet or the sun or wherever, that's because it's not like you're addressing the entire volume of emptiness and maybe hit a star. This is like you're in the system, you're aiming for that planet, just right off, so that does sound a lot scarier, really.
And the one time they did jump, and they were so close, they ended up having to it got dicey for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I really got to watch that again. Good shit. Battlestar reboot started off incredible with the miniseries. Season 1 and 2 are great, and season 3 was longing, while season 4 was just mind-blowingly bad. That's some people feel that way. You know, I feel because you have not been tainted at all, as far as I know, from the original Battlestar, I don't think you're going to have the problems with the ending that a lot of people had with the ending.
Oh,
right.
possibly.
Now, remember I told you earlier, the original Battlestar, they showed up 1970s and didn't want to actually approach the Earth because they would lead the Cylon army to them.
right.
That does not happen. Remember, this is an entirely different show. If you expect that, you're going to be disappointed. And so many people went into it expecting that because they actually do set off looking for Earth. You know, so it's kind of a similar thing. But if you go into that act, expecting that, you'll be disappointed. You know, don't, though, since you haven't been tainted by that. I do want to mention, though, that the actor in the original show who played, in the new Battlestar Galactica that you're watching, there's a guy who got out of prison. He was a leader in a prison.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember his name, but yes, I know who you're talking about with the brown hair.
Yes, that guy was Apollo from the original series. That actor.
Oh, snap! Really?
From the original series.
Oh, wow.
He even tried to get the show back. He produced a little mini thing to try to sell to producers of the shows to get it back. He tried for a long time, and they were nice enough whenever they did redo it to bring him in as an actor and let him be on the show. He passed away not long back. I would have thought that Dirk Benedict would have passed first because Dirk Benedict has been dealing with colon cancer, or was it one of the cancers, either the colon, somewhere in there, since like the 80s. He's been dealing and living with that since he had his prostate cancer. Dirk Benedict, the original Starbuck.
Oh, okay.
The original Starbuck. And I believe it was Richard Hatch. That was his name. The original Star. I'm pretty sure it was prostate cancer. And as far as I know, he's still alive. He changed his diet and he got, all kinds of stuff. And he's still going. You can find pictures of Starbuck drinking a Starbucks and a Starbuck. Yeah, on the internet, because they got together, obviously. Dirk Benedict, he was also Face on the A-Team, the original A-Team, Face Man, the handsome guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember the A-Team, but don't remember.
Yeah, if you look up the A-Team, Dirk Benedict, you'll also see, again, he was Apollo, or Starbuck. He was the original Starbuck. The womanizer, the drunkard, the goofing around. His dad in the series showed up. His father shows up in the series. And he's played by, oh my goodness, dancer Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire plays his dad in the original Battlestar Galactica. Yeah. Because, Fred Astaire is like a woman's man, so he would be Starbucks kind of, not to us, right? But to them.
Interesting.
So did you see the Face Man from the A-Team?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And then the original Starbuck. Let's see. Dirk Benedict. Oh, yes. He's 80 years old. Still alive. Let's see what kind of cancer he had. See if I was right. Prostate cancer.
Dang.
Yeah, prostate cancer. In the 70s. Wow. He was diagnosed.
Doing better than most.
It says he chose to treat his cancer through a macrobiotic diet, which he credits with his recovery. And he's still there. Yeah. Yep. That's kind of awesome. I dig it.
If you say so.
Let's see. If you need help and you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team. That's right. It was a good show for the time. That was a fun ride. All the jumping around, the Magnum PI. They were all those shows back then were fun.
Yeah, there were some good shows back then.
Yeah. Magnum PI was no Rockford. Yeah, he wasn't really a thinker kind of person like that. You're probably right. It helped the series find its audience. One of the things about Magnum PI, Thomas Magnum, that we don't really ever, if you watch the show, you may have forgotten, but we always saw him as this handsome hunk who just kind of stumbled his way through figuring shit out. He was actually a member of Navy intelligence before he became a private investigator. So we actually get to see him in the show in uniform a couple of times. I love it when a plan comes together. That's right. That was a good show. So So I think we've got set ourselves a date because again, we can't talk too much about the new Battlestar. I do encourage you if you get the chance to check out Foundation. The wife, of course, really thinks she'll enjoy it.
She said, "You're gonna love it."
Yeah, and I started it. Like I say, it shows almost every part of Lee Pace. I just typed his name in the chat in Google and hit images, and you get to see every part. I mean, he's apparently been in a lot of things besides this, stage plays and whatever, and he likes to rock out with his cock out. Apparently, I'm just saying that seems to be his thing. And
free balling.
Yeah, there's this scene in Foundation where they have to go on this like a hike of a journey, and there's a lot of heat and stress and this guy does a fantastic. All right, so he's a hunk, a man, a hunk. He's a great actor. He's done a really good job in this show. I really feel. Airwolf, tragically, the real Airwolf, a B-222B, was bought as a medical helicopter and crashed in the mountains. Yeah, I remember thinking they were something, those helicopters. They're just run-of-the-mill helicopter, though. I used to love Airwolf. Airwolf was my favorite. And then they kind of did the same thing. They ran a couple of seasons, and then the main actor left. So they did some kind of retcon. They brought in somebody else to be like the brother of the main actor with a similar problem, and it just never could hold up to the original show. Is We Are DNA is here? Wow. Rembrandt. Yes. Good morning, Rembrandt. Thank you for the mighty Filbert. I never could get into the Flash shows. Never could do that. It just didn't make sense. Yeah, just he runs fast. He just runs fast. Yeah, that's kind of it. He runs fast. Uncle Chris
watched like the new series. He likes the new series. He thinks it's good. I mean, I've actually watched just several episodes of it, and it is good.
It probably is. It's just never been my guy. That's just, of course, there's lots of people. I never really was a Batman guy either. I mean, he's okay, but some people really got into him, and some people love the Flash. I actually like the Flash that they brought into one of the Marvel movies that they had in that one. One of the Marvel movies is good. But so the Marvel movie. I'm sorry. I wonder
if it's the same kid.
Well, it just depends. There's like a Flash, a super fast runner by different names. No, I don't think it's Barry. I don't think it's Barry something, though. I think he had a different name.
Oh, okay.
Quicksilver. That was it. Quicksilver, not the Flash.
Oh. Quicksilver. I thought that was a horse.
Trigger. Trigger was the horse. Glenn is here. Best A-Team episode, the one with the lettuce cannon. I want to tell you, if you go back and you watch, of course, Babylon 5, there's a show. All right, guys. All right. If you're out there and you've seen Babylon 5, Babylon 5 is fantastic. It's got this story arc between these two characters, Londo and Jakar. It's really that show. Their story arc makes it just worth it. The first season's hard to get through, but their story arc is just fantastic. The actor who plays Londo actually shows up in way earlier in an episode of MacGyver, and he's helping MacGyver in South America. And there's this like huge ant thing. I don't remember what they're called, colony, obviously, but they move. These ants, they just move. They eat everything in their path. And his character gets killed and eaten by these ants. He's on this like little embankment near a river or water or something, and he slips and falls down into it. MacGyver's like, and he can't do anything, no paperclip will save this guy from these ants. So,
shucks.
Let me see. I know, shucky darn.
I thought there was nothing MacGyver couldn't fix.
No, in the movie, in the TV series Babylon 5, and the end of the first season, the president is assassinated. And after that, they involve something called Night Watch. We'll just call them ICE. And it develops to where they're actually encouraging people to turn in other people, to tell on your friends. And it develops over the 4 or 5 seasons where you watch the president who took over. We find out he's actually the one who had the original president killed. He was the vice president at the time. He had the president killed. And in the last episode, he's finally betrayed humanity so much that he's on Earth in his office, and he calls in a strike to where they turn the defenses of the planet on Earth itself. It's what does he call it? Scorched Earth. He's going to, since he's losing the battle, they're fixing to come remove him for office and put him on trial. He calls in this scorched Earth, and one of the last acts of the fleet, the United Fleet that came in to destroy the fascist United Earth Force Gov, their last act as a fleet was to destroy those defenses that before they destroyed the Earth.
How you see? That's what I'm like. How would anybody agree to that? But I'm kind of watching it in real time.
Right.
So
The
I
parallels
do that.
Exactly. The parallels to Donald Trump and what he's got going on are crazy. There's an episode, remember, where in my thing where you're doing the thing and I have you say, this is your last chance, your very last chance in your show, in your lines. Well, I got that from an episode of Babylon 5 where the government captures, let's just do it like this. Essentially, they captured, for lack of a better term, Trump's ICE captured Gavin Newsom and is torturing him. And they're trying to get some information out of him. And they bring in this guy and they show this guy, they're like, all right, guy, we want to tell you, you're going to give us the secrets we want. And the guy's like, I'm not going to give you those secrets. He's like, this is your last chance, your very last chance. And the guy looks at our hero in the show, Bruce Boxleitner, and he's like, don't give in. And the guy's like, I won't give in. So they take him out and they execute him. They call him out, and that was his last chance. Okay, so then near the end of the episode, he goes to Bruce Boxleitner. He goes, this is your last chance, your very last chance. You got to go watch the episode, see what happens after that.
Oh, the parallels.
Very good show. 5 seasons and like a shit ton of movies. Yeah, lots of movies. The Babylon 5. So yeah, some of them suck, man. They had a second series afterwards that was most unfortunate. In the second series, they got these special ships in this show here. They're called White Stars. And the second series, they're in a White Star, but instead of like using things like this to fire with, or even controls like they do in Star Trek, which is kind of how they do the normal Babylon 5. Instead of all that, they actually have a person in a room going pow, pow, spinning around and kick, and it shoots, and it's just stupid.
What?
Did I use the word? I used the S word on it. It was stupid.
Oh, dear.
Scarecrow and Mrs. King. Bruce Boxleitner from Scarecrow and Mrs. King. He's the actor who, now the first season of Babylon 5 is helmed by an actor named Michael O'Hare. He was really a theater actor and couldn't take the pressure, the time pressure of doing this kind of show, but he was also having psychological problems. He was having paranoia, extreme paranoia, and he's also filming this show, right? And we already told you the end of the show deals with the government, killing the government and taking, those problems alone probably didn't help. And he had a really hard time. He ended up dying due to alcoholism. That man was just really hard time. So after one season, he leaves and they bring in Bruce Boxleitner to finish out the rest of the show. He does fantastic.
Dang. That sucks.
It
He was a method actor.
In a way, he did have his problem. One of the deals that
character.
Yeah, J. Michael Straczynski, the guy who wrote the show and produced the show and all this stuff, Babylon 5, he confided in him. So he knew what was going on, but he didn't tell anybody until after Michael's passing, and that was Michael had wanted it. So nobody really knew why he was acting so strange on set or why they were going through the problems, why he left the show. There was just all a bunch of speculation until after he passed, then he was able to tell what had happened. Yeah. And, when you watch it, I mean, one of the things is you watch it and me and the evil one used to pan his character because he's sitting there talking to people and he's like this. You really think we should do this? Okay, you think we should do this? I think we're going to do this. All right, we're going to do this. And he would look around and never move his head. He wouldn't move his head at all. It was all his eyes. And most of the time, he wouldn't blink at all. Now, actors do that. You watch a show, and it's intense, where you keep the eyes open, you keep it stared.
Yeah.
Right? But this guy here, it was just really hard to watch him. If you go watch the first season, I find Michael O'Hare's performance extremely hard to watch. And I think he found it extremely hard to perform. I think really what we got was, man, I appreciate what he gave us because he was doing the best he could.
Yeah.
Considering in his mind, he was having problems dealing with alcoholism, and then the psychological problems, those kinds of things. We've had between 50 and 60 people watching today, and I didn't really think we would pull that many people to watch about sci-fi and listen to us ramble on. I think you are all wonderful. Thank you for joining us on Sci-Fi Friday. Yeah, every day that you're here, obviously, but and we're still growing, so it's all good. I think what I'm going to do, let's take a little bit of a break, just a tiny one. We'll do, what should we do here? We already did the first Wild Bill. Let's do the second Wild Bill for those who are here. We'll be back in a minute. Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. Finally, I'm Wild Bill Wigglestick, and this is my trusty sidekick, Willie the Kid. And we'll be your handsome hosts, your gilded guide, your cowboys, concierges to Shakespeare. Oh, how cute. Wait, is that at 2, Ollie? Run along, little doggy. Bill, where the hell have you been? Well, I've been roaming the earth, going back and forth upon it, to and fro and whatnot. I like to travel too. Wait a second. Yep, back and forth upon earth, doing unto others before they do unto me. Bill, are you quoting the Bible? Trying to quote the Bible? Indeed I am. Despite my appearance, I am a man of culture and know many things, not just Shakespeare. Really? So you have a Shakespeare monologue related to atheism or skepticism? Indeed I do. Bear witness. Oh, this is going to be good. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the product of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence. And all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whore master man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Wow, that really is spot on about what we cover here on the channel, about how, people... So here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, this non-believer, ignores the teachings of his learned father and ends up getting 4 people killed. Bill, that's not... Okay. Carry on. Shakespeare was a heathenistic non-believer bound for the fiery pits of hell, just like yourselves. I don't think. And in order to throw the murderous church of the time off his heathen trail, he writes the skeptic as a sneaking, lying, adulterated father and brother, hating and betraying villain who ends up getting his comeuppance in the end. Bill, oh, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, Bible stuff, blah, blah, boring. You got to spice things up. Bill, tacos are spicy. Everybody loves tacos. Bill, tacos and boobies. Okay, you're not wrong there either. Tasty and delicious culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid the storm of familial discontent. Blow winds and clap your cheeks by clicking that subscribe button and hitting that. Wait a second. Don't you mean crack your cheeks? Nope. Bill, send safely, my friends. Take care.
Peace.
All right, we are back. We're almost done with this show. I do have a question for Miss Ryan. She was off getting her some water. Hi, girl.
Hello.
I do have a question for you now. I want to state my opinion on it first. This is a Star Trek one.
Okay.
Only because that way you're not okay. So there was an episode of Strange New Worlds that has been very divisive. Now I'm talking about season 2, not season 3. Season 3, I haven't seen season 3, so I'm not talking about season 3. But in season 2, near the end, I believe there was an episode where they did some kind of spatial anomaly, and then he ended up singing.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
I'm a theater kid, so I love to sing. When Spock broke out in song, I was like, oh my God, is this really happening? Is it?
Mhm.
I love the songs. I played the songs over and over again. I have them on play every now and then. I was singing them. That what made me think about it. I was thinking, the intermix chamber and containment field. So I didn't really actually care for the episode. I thought the episode was kind of lackluster and kind of boring, kind of but the songs, oh shit, what happened? Oh, God. But the songs I really enjoyed, but I've only seen the episode once, and that was the first time we watched it. And I remember going, oh man, but those songs, I really enjoyed the songs.
I enjoyed it all. I enjoyed
Good.
I mean, I didn't really even notice if the episode was good or bad. I guess I didn't even thought of it that way.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, I definitely enjoyed the songs. It was different,
Yeah.
it was out of the ordinary,
Right.
but on par with the way Star Trek goes.
Yeah. Well, Star Trek, they've always had their comical episodes where they got their serious stuff, and then like Trek and Spock and Kirk could pop back into some kind of place. You get the bunny rabbit in the forest with the original series, and that Japanese airplane coming down, and they've always had weird shit on certain episodes that are kind of flippant, kind of weird. Voyager had it was always really theirs was usually in the holodeck. Almost always there are things happen in the funny things, weird things happen. They're lighthearted episodes. Remember Janeway is the Spider Queen?
Yeah. And they do
I liked it, though.
the old school space thing. I forget what but Tom and his buddy were always in that one. They had the foil, the bad guy.
Yeah. I want to mention Hypatia Stanhope says the creators of the current Trek hate Trek and hate us older fan base. With the new Strange New Worlds, I feel like they're really kind of coming back around to us. That's just how I feel. I haven't seen the third season, but with the first two, I really feel like they're coming back to us. But everything you say otherwise absolutely applies to Discovery and Section 31. Yeah, they had no respect for the older generational thing. You saw they just changed everything they could. It's like, matter of fact, the guy who started in 2009 with Star Trek, the movie with Chris Pine as J.J. Abrams, he actually, if I remember right, he said he didn't care for Star Trek all that much. He liked Star Wars, and he wanted to make Star Trek more like Star Wars. And if you go watch the movies, he did. Captain Pike and Spock are real running and gunning and excitement, and there's no real moral overall tale being told in the new Star Trek movies. They're just run and gun and shoot the thing, and okay, I'm sad because I'm on this 5-year mission that I knew I was going to be on anyway. So it's not the same. Discovery was just so like what Discovery did to the Klingons in the opening was an example of what Discovery did about every other aspect, I feel, to an old person watching the show who's been through it forever. I've told you why I didn't like the Mycelial Network and the tardigrade is only because they got it from somewhere else. If you watch The Next Generation, you remember in The Next Generation, they had the Iconian Gates where Picard they found an Iconian gate on a planet. There was something going wrong. Picard stepped through the gate and come out on a Romulan bridge that was surrounding the ship. They had that kind of technology where they could have found an Iconian gate and integrated that into a Starfleet vessel and would not have had to steal somebody else's sci-fi. But they didn't. That's what pisses me off about that. Because again, the Iconian gates instantly travel anywhere in the universe you want to, boom, in and out. Same thing, same process.
Right.
And it's sort of like did you not why? And I don't even understand how Picard, how Patrick Stewart let this slide by, but how could you not watch The Next Generation, watch Data's very moving episode with Lal, where he created his own daughter. She was sentient. She got scared because somebody was going to come and take her away, and she got scared, and it caused her brain to, because she wasn't prepared for that. We had a daughter. Data had a daughter. They didn't have to go creating another daughter, another set of twins and all that. They didn't have to do that. They had it. I think that was a missed opportunity right there. I'm just saying. And really, the girl who they got to play the new one. Yeah. But that was it. But otherwise, one of the things that, as the evil one had a hard time with is in the first, I think, or second or third episode of Picard. Picard gets blown back by an explosion. He's trying to save the first robot girl. She gets killed and he gets blown back or something like that. He gets blown back by an explosion. And the wife is like, for that kind of blowback where it kicked him back like that, it would have been hard for a young man to live through that. And let alone to have this old man not even be in a hospital later. He just walking around. I mean, yeah, that was crazy. Sci-fi, right? We give it the benefit of the doubt.
We have to give them a pass because half the time they survive things that there's no way we would survive from.
That's true. I remember hitting my dad up one time where they're like, Romulans are 20,000 kilometers off the port bow, sir. And then they show to the outside and you see the Romulans are right here and the Federation ship is right here. And I was like, I remember telling my dad, well, why do they do that? I mean, clearly that's not. He's like, son, because if they did, you would never see them together. It would be boring. So they do that to make it look interesting. That's the same reason why they all end up in the same orientation instead of like this. When they meet up, they always
same frame and all that. Right. I get it.
My windbags disagreeing with me all of a sudden. I am going to read our super chats, our fan funding for the day. Oh, wow. We've had a lot more, guys. I am sorry that we've probably missed some of our super chats. Left-handed Jedi, Cylons, robots in disguise. Right? Cylons. So, yep. So were the androids from Star Trek. Raven Lunatic, 4 dudes are sitting relaxing in a jacuzzi. A condom floats past them. First guy turns to the others and asks, okay, which one of you guys farted? It's a romantic story is what that is. It's a tale of love and loss. They lost the condom, obviously. Jason Freer, good morning, says, best sci-fi movie is Enemy Mine. It is a really good movie. You really should check it out. It's dated. It is dated, but it's good. It's a good story. What's dated about it is really like whenever they show the sci-fi ships and all that outside, you're like, oh, this is kind of old. But they did a lot of good in the practical sets.
Yeah.
And it's turkey proof. It's turkey proof. If you get there, you'll know. Raven Lunatic says, my penis may not be 12 inches, but it smells like a foot. Probably smells like ass and hamburger. I think we covered that earlier. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Raven. And then finally for $5, Raven said, I got kicked out of the hospital. Apparently the sign, that is Raven, right? Okay, yeah, that is Raven. The sign stroke patients hears means something totally different. There was, and I can't tell you anything because I don't know anything. The wife never shares. Nobody ever shares. There was a story of an employee, and I can't tell you anything about a woman, a female employee, or rather not a bad looking female employee who was caught, I want to say, SAing an elderly dementia patient. And right. So she was having relations of a sexual nature with an elderly dementia patient. And to her, when she got caught, she's like, what's the big deal? I do it all the time.
What was this?
And, this was not on anything. This was a nurse at a real nurse at a real hospital said this. I'm just telling stories about, yes.
Oh my Jesus.
She acted like it was nothing. And when you stop and think, man, I would be so lucky to be a dementia patient when I'm 80 and somebody rocked me on my world, Would you though? Maybe you would, but the notion is at that point, you don't really have a choice.
Yeah, that's
you're choiceless. And it's because that's kind of weird shit goes on. I don't know how we got to talking about that. Anyway, we're going to go home. Guys, you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all for joining us. I very much appreciate you. Dr. Kip, thank you for joining us on this past Wednesday. I think it was Thursday. Was it yes or Thursday? Ryan, thank you for handling Dr. Kip and welcoming him on the show. Thank you for doing the sci-fi with us. I'm eager for you to get to the rest of Battlestar Galactica, the new one, so we can talk. I mean, I'm so excited.
I can't wait.
It's funny. I'm a big strapping man, but nothing makes me teary-eyed more than some wonderful sci-fi. I kid you. Like that. One of the reasons why I didn't continue talking about the Battlestar coming into the atmosphere is because if I continue describing that scene, I'll get all misty-eyed. I really will. I'll be like,
oh.
The sacrifice, the bravery, the this, the that is, oh my God, that is just so fantastic. And boom, 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 and it's wonderful. So Thank you all, my friends. Send safely. Stay safe out there, my friends. The world is going crazy, and it's going to get worse over the next couple of months. So send safely. Take care of yourself. Bye, Ryan. We will see you Monday, my friends. I'm off to save the world.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink, light the gold candle, don't even think.